Good morning, students. So up to now we have completed exercise 1A sixth problem. So coming to the seventh problem, see here the sum of two integers is minus 30. If one of the integers is 16, determine the other. Actually this problem belongs to equation solving method. So first we have to learn how to solve the equation here. So now what is the problem here? The sum of two integers is minus 30. If one of the integers is 16, determine the other. So you don't know what are the two integers you have to add here in the first sentence. So let the given two integers are x and y. I am assuming that two integers are x and y. So from the first sentence we can write it as the sum of two integers is x plus y is equal to minus 30. It is given in the first sentence. But in the second sentence you see in the problem, if one of the integers is 16, means one of the x or y is given. So let it be x. If one of the integer is 16, I am taking it as x is equal to 16 and I am writing in place of x 16. So now this equation will become as 16 plus y is equal to minus 30. Sum of 16 plus and other number y is equal to minus 30. We have to find out the value of y here. So how to find out y here? So to remove 16 in the left side, I am adding minus 16 to the both sides of the equation. So see here, plus 16 plus y plus of minus 16 is equal to minus 30 plus of minus 16. So adding or subtracting any number to the both of the sides of any equation, the equation value will not be changed. That's why I am adding minus 16 to both sides. So by adding minus 16 here, I can remove plus 16 and minus 16 by subtracting here, because 16 minus 16 is 0. So left side y only will remain here and the right side minus 30 plus of minus 16. So now it is the addition of two integers which are having the same sign, which is minus. So minus 30 plus of minus 16. So addition of two integers which are having two signs. What you have to do? You have to use the rule number 1 of additions. What is the rule number 1 of additions here? Just add them and put the sign which is common to both. So 30 plus 16 is what? 46, and put the sign which is common to both, which is minus in front of the answer. So this is minus 46. So now you know what is the value of y here. What is the value of second number here? Other number is minus 46. Therefore the other integer y is equal to minus 46. You can check it that 16 plus of minus 46 is equal to minus 30. Okay, next go to the 8th problem. So this is somewhat a bigger problem. Read this thoroughly. So in a competitive exam of 40 questions, plus 3 is awarded for a correct answer and minus 1 for every wrong answer. Find the total score if a student had 11 wrong answers in his attempt of all the questions. So first of all, read the question thoroughly. In a competitive exam of 40 questions, plus 3 is awarded for every correct answer and minus 1 is awarded for every wrong answer. Means in this exam you have negative marks also. If you write a wrong answer, you will get minus 1 mark for every wrong answer. So this will be added to the actual marks. So now then you will get the less marks. So you should not attempt if you don't know the correct answer of the any question. So find the total score if a student had 11 wrong answers in his attempt of all the questions. He is not given that how many questions he answered, but he is given the number of wrong answers, which are 11. So to find out the number of correct answers, first you have to subtract the 11 from 40 to get the number of correct answers. So going to the solution, you see here total number of questions in the exam is 40. Next, marks awarded for every correct answer is plus 3 marks, and marks awarded for every wrong answer is minus 1 marks. Okay, next, number of wrong answers is given as 11. So this is the data in your total problem. Now first we have to find out the number of correct answers. To find out the number of correct answers, you have to subtract the number of wrong answers from the number of total questions. So total number of questions minus number of wrong answers is equal to 40 minus 11. This is 40 minus 11. This is 29. So he answered 29 correct answers and 11 wrong answers. Now we can find out the total number of marks by multiplying the marks for correct answers and wrong answers. So therefore marks secured for correct answers is how many? So which is 29 into plus 3, because plus 3 is the marks for correct answers. So 29 into plus 3 is equal to plus 87 marks, and marks secured for wrong answers is equal to 11 into minus 1, because minus 1 is for every wrong answer. So 11 into minus 1 is minus 11 marks. So now we can find out the total marks by adding these two marks. So that is plus 87 plus of minus 11. So now we are adding two numbers which are having different signs. So to add different signs numbers, first subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, which is 76, and put the sign which is in front of the bigger number, so which is plus 76. So therefore he secured total marks of plus 76 marks. This is the answer. So next, going to the ninth question. Ninth problem is a plane flying at a height of 7,000 meters above the sea level exactly lies in a straight line with a submarine which is 730 meters below the sea level. Calculate the vertical distance between them. So before going to the answer the problem, first you have to know about the sign convention of the sea levels. So sea level always indicated with the 0 meters level, and above the sea level that number will be indicated with the positive number, and below the sea level number will be indicated with the negative number. So observe here, a plane is flying at a height of 7,000 meters. So means 700 meters above the sea level. Sea level you have to take the 0 meters here. From this plus 7,000 meters above the sea level a plane is flying here. So the height in between sea level and plane is plus 7,000 meters. And the second sentence is the plane is exactly lies in a straight line with a submarine which is 730 meters below the sea level. Exactly in a straight line, a submarine is traveling in the sea at the level of minus 730 meters. Here we are taking minus level because it is below the sea level. Always below the sea level values you have to take as minus sign. So above sea level you are taking it as plus 7,000 meters. Below sea level values I am taking it as minus 730 meters. Okay, next. What is asking? Calculate the vertical distance between them. The distance between submarine and plane, how can you find it? So this is the plus 7,000 level. This is minus 730 level. To find out the difference in between two numbers, just subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. Just subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. So here what is the smaller number? 730. What is the bigger number? 7,000. So 7,000 plus 7,000 minus of minus 730. Here you are taking, observe here, I am subtracting minus 730 from the plus 7,000. So 7,000 minus of minus 730 means subtraction of any two numbers means first you have to convert it as addition and convert the second numbers additive inverse. So 7,000 plus of 730 which is 7,730 meters. So observe here in the form of steps here. The first height of the plane which is flying above the sea level is, I am taking it as positive number which is plus 7,000 meters. Depth of the submarine which is exactly in a straight line with a plane is minus 730 meters which is lying below the sea level. So now Therefore, the vertical distance between the plane and submarine means the difference between the levels of the plane and submarine. So, difference between the levels of plane and submarine is equal to plus 7000 minus of minus 730. So, which is 7000. So, convert minus symbol as plus here and take the additive inverse of minus 30, which is plus 730. So, now just we add the two positive numbers, which is 7730 meters. So, the vertical distance in between plane and submarine is 7730 meters. So, like this we can find out the distance between them. So, next problem here. So, write a pair of integers whose sum is 0, whose sum is a negative integer, whose sum is an integer smaller than both the integers. How can you find out a pair of integers? You have to find out whose sum is 0. Whose sum is 0, how can you find out? Always a number and its additive inverse, the addition of or the sum of a number and its additive inverse is 0. You know this from additive inverse concept. So take any number and add the additive inverse of that number, you will get always 0. So first I am taking plus 5. What is the additive inverse of plus 5? Minus 5. By adding plus 5 to the minus 5, always you will get 0. And if I take minus 7, what is the additive inverse of minus 7? Plus 7. By adding plus 7 to the minus 7, also will get 0. So here the sum of the integers is 0. So the first problem is over here. Next, a negative, the sum, whose sum is a negative integer. How can you find out a negative integer as your answer? Sum of integers should be a negative integer. Always, if you add a bigger negative integer to the smaller positive integer, you will get the negative integer. So I am taking a bigger negative integer as minus 7, minus 12. I am adding to the plus 5. So minus 12 plus 5 is equal to minus 7. And 7 plus of minus 9 is also minus 2, which is negative integer. So these are the two pairs, which are examples of whose sum is a negative integer. Next one. Whose sum is an integer smaller than both the integers. An integer smaller than both the integers means if we add two negative integers, the sum of both the negative integers is always smaller than the given two integers. So that's why I am taking two negative integers and adding. The answer, which is minus 11, is always smaller than both the minus 5 and minus 6 here. And also I am taking another example, which is minus 8 plus minus 12. By adding these two, I am getting minus 20, which is less than minus 8 and minus 12. So here the sum of the integers is an integer smaller than both the given integers. So this is the 10th problem. Next, in the next class onwards, I am going to explain the concept of multiplication of integers. So good day all of you. Thank you.